W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of Not Exactly What I Had in Mind by Kate Brook, narrated by Charly Clive. For my friends. Part 1. Chapter 1. Hazel didn't know much about Alfie except that he was tall and couldn't grow a full beard, and that he wore socks and sandals around the flat, but somehow that was okay. Also that he was a primary school teacher and was half Jamaican but didn't seem to ever eat Jamaican food, instead surviving on pasta and pesto and that bagged salad from Sainsbury's with the grated beetroot mixed in. She knew that he had lived in 2 London flats before this one, that he liked Black Mirror and Louis Theroux, that his most cherished pipe dream was to hike across Europe from Sweden to Sicily, and that his top 3 fears were fascism, climate change, and terminal disease. She also knew that he had an electric toothbrush and a one-person cafetiere that he never washed up except when he was about to make coffee in it. And she knew that he'd had sex last week because the woman had been so noisy that the whole procedure had been audible from her own room across the hall. Now, she herself was kneeling naked on Alfie's mattress, forehead on forearm, various parts of her pressed against the textured wallpaper. He was thrusting from the back and fingering from the front, his spare hand on her breast. His coordination was virtuosic. The bed was squeaking and she was moaning as loudly as that other woman, probably louder, and then louder still until the moans became ecstatic sobs. In the next room, Tony was playing World of Warcraft, raising the volume in tandem with her, so that by the time she came, the soundtrack was blasting self-righteously through the wall. Afterwards, they lay on their backs and stared at the swirling artex above. Hazel wondered how ill-advised it had been on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 meant that they would fall in love, and 10 meant such extreme discomfort in each other's company that one of them would have to move house. Almost certainly over 5. Possibly an 8, maybe even higher. But it had also been inspired. The afterglow was warm and potent. Even if it was a 10, it might still have been worth it. "Can we make a pact that this won't be awkward?" said Alfie. What was meant by this was that awkwardness was a likely outcome, far more so than love, and Hazel, for all that she knew this was true, felt a stab of something like disappointment. "I think that's a very good idea," she replied. She turned onto her side to face him, and they shook hands. "It's probably time for bed," she said after that, and Alfie reached for his phone and said, "It's 1:30.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?